Hi guys, LC Fifa here, and welcome to this 87 rated Hugo Lloris player review. So as you can see on screen, this is the team I started him in. We've got Lloris in goal, Tierney, Akanji, Carlos and Semedo in defence, Sterling, Rice, Basuma and Saka in midfield, with Nunez and Martial in attack. Lloris is 6'2", he's left footed and has a 1-star skill moves and a 1-star weak foot. Moving on to his attributes, he's got 88 diving, 83 handling, 74 kicking, 88 reflexes, 61 speed, which is broken down to 61 acceleration and 62 sprint speed, and finally 84 positioning. In all the games I played with him, he did always have max chemistry, and I did only use him with basic, although you could also try something out like glove that might work well with him. Moving on to his traits, he has leadership and cautious with crosses. Lloris's diving puts him up there with the best goalkeepers in the game for making difficult saves between the posts. I will definitely be taking Lloris as my keeper for my first weekend league, purely because he has the ability to make game-winning saves. He springs himself across the goal to either get one or two hands behind the ball to stop it from going in. He also managed to save some shots taken inside the box aimed at the near post, which is often a weak spot for goalkeepers. The only weakness in this area is his ability to stop long shots, and he was quite poor at stopping shots taken from outside the box. He mainly struggles against the new power shot and the flare shot, which I hope will probably be patched in the near future. His reflexes are also a big contributing factor to how good his diving was for me. It allowed him to enter the dive animation quickly, which increases the chance of Lloris saving the shot. Reflexes are definitely the best aspect of this card, and I'm sure you'll see plenty of examples in the clips why. He's one of the first goalkeepers I've used in FIFA 23 who managed to make multiple double saves in the games I played with him. Lloris's handling is probably what you'd expect looking at his stat at 83. He managed to catch some shots that either lack power or are close enough to the centre of his body. For more difficult to reach shots, he will push them away rather than getting a dive animation that allows him to catch the ball. One thing I did notice is that he would sometimes punch the ball away from crosses and corners even when he was in a position to catch it. Another negative is that he'd occasionally push the ball back into dangerous areas rather than pushing it past the post or away from the box. This can lead to rebound goals and puts more pressure on your defence. 61 speed is very fast for a goalkeeper, and it is noticeable in game. Like I mentioned in my Edison review, Lloris is again a perfect goalkeeper for a sweeper keeper type player. He's great at rushing out to collect the ball from the feet of the attacker or for pressuring your opponent into taking a shot early. He does have the cautious with crosses trait though, which can somewhat be overridden with instructions, and when he does come out to meet crosses, he does manage to reach them nearly every time. The only thing I would say is that if you are manually bringing him out to reach a cross, you need to keep hold of the button to bring him out, otherwise he might retreat back to his goal line. Distribution is usually one of Lloris's weakest areas. Despite him still only having 74 kicking in FIFA 23, it is a significant improvement on his 65 kicking in last year's game. When kicking the ball out of his hands, it does seem accurate enough to reach into your opponent's half without bouncing, although it does lack power compared to other goalkeepers with better kicking stats. His kicking off the floor in open play was also quite inaccurate at times. I often found that the range of the kick he was able to perform was limited to your own half, and the ball does hang in the air a little bit longer than other goalkeepers. The main thing to watch out for here though is the fact he only has a 1-star weak foot. He doesn't have the long throw trait either, although his throwing was decent enough for me. The final area to discuss is his positioning, which overall was decent enough. Sometimes he would be stood slightly out of position when facing players running at the goal from an angle, but his diving and reflexes often made up for this. I also don't think his positioning was to blame when looking back at the goals he conceded from outside the box. I guess I'll also mention his cautious with crosses trait again here, as this does impact his positioning. As I mentioned before, you can somewhat work around this using instructions, although it's still not as effective as a keeper without the trait. So overall, I'm going to give 87 Hugo Lloris an 8.3 out of 10. He's a very solid goalkeeper. I think once they patch the flare shot, he will be a lot more effective at dealing with shots outside the box, and this will only improve his ability in game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And to request any future content, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply.